So I'm here to show you, I get a lot of questions about my table saw setup over the years, and I just thought I'd make a quick video on all the upgrades I've done since I've gotten this thing. Bought this off Craigslist, the saw itself, for $50. It had the original Craftsman fence on it and the original Craftsman miter gauge, but I've since upgraded all that. I've got the Vega 40-inch fence. This thing has not moved since I installed it, and that's been probably 8 or so years ago. Works great. I've got a track sitting on top that I mounted. It's for table saw buddies. Certain operations I like to use those. When you lock this thing down, it does not deflect. Works really well. It's also, one of the really nice features is it has a micro adjustment, so none of that bumping the fence. You can just dial it in precisely, lock this down, pull that up, and you're ready to go. Also, I put in a bump switch, so instead of having to use my hands to hit the stop, if I've got my hands up here and something gets a little weird, I can instantly bump it with my left leg and shut the saw down. If you've got a table saw that you can set this up, I highly recommend this bump switch. This one you can buy off Amazon or Rockler or wherever you get one at. Some of the other simple upgrades I've done is I've got a huge Outfeed table. I really like that. It serves as another router table and all that. This wing over here is another router table if I need it. I've got just a piece of wood sitting in there right now, but I can, if I need the operation, and I've got another small Incra fence I can set up in here. So this is a really good setup. I put some drawers on wheels down under here that keeps all my accessories. You know, this is just a repurposed cabinet. I've got my big wing out here to help with the you know, larger pieces. I've also got the micro jig kerf system in it. I don't have that in on this one right now. Let's see here, but I've got it on here. The nice thing about it is I can have it on either side for different blades and things like that. The beauty of this thing is it's really fantastic. For 50 bucks, I really have not invested a whole lot in it. I put a link belt on the pulley system to help quiet it down. The saw is very reliable. The motor seems to work great. I just blow it out occasionally just to keep the sawdust out of it. I hope that answers most of your questions. I do have dust collection. It's just on the bottom. I just have a little channel here that sucks the dust out. I did have a enclosure on the back side. I didn't find that beneficial. It really didn't catch as much as I'd hoped to contain it, so I ended up removing that, because with the Outfeed table against the back of the saw, as soon as I wanted to make an adjustment to 45 degrees or something like that, I'd have to go back in and remove that. So it became kind of a operation to have to do that, so I just did away with it. I've got an Incra miter gauge now, and then I've also got a tenon jig that I use a lot. It's just an old Delta that I bought used and reused that. And then I've also, over here, I've also got tape measure right here. Keeps it close. I've got a pencil, and then I've got a spot for a couple screwdrivers if I need them. This is for the Incra if I need it. I can also take my Incra fence off of the router table if I need to, and I've got it set up to mount in this wing here. I've also got it set up to mount in there for that router table if I need it. You know, this shop, I can do a lot of different operations as I need them, but I've got my standalone router table that I use normally. So that's going to wrap it up for this. I hope this answered your questions about the table saw. If you have any others, just let me know and I'll try and answer them. But the Vega fence, great investment, not a huge cost compared to some of the other systems. If you've got the money and you can afford it, definitely, you know, the Incra table saw fence is probably the ultimate one, but the only downside it is you got to have kind of a bigger shop because you've got that T that needs to extend out as you go for bigger cuts. And so if you don't have that room, maybe the Vega fence like this is a great choice. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.